Nia Thompson adjusted her blue scrubs as she pushed a cart of medical supplies down the bustling corridors of Mercy General, the faint beeping of monitors blending with the chatter of Atlanta's busy hospital. At 32, her steady hands and sharp mind had saved countless patients, but to Dr. Harold Grayson, the chief physician, she was just the errand girl. Tonight, February 25, 2025, was no different. Nia darted between rooms, fetching charts and cleaning spills, while Grayson barked orders without a thank you. "Move it, Thompson," he snapped as she handed him a clipboard, his gray hair glinting under the fluorescent lights. The other nurses shot her sympathetic looks, but Nia kept her head down, her pride buried beneath years of dismissal. She'd grown used to it, the sidelong glances, the assumption she was less because of her title. But tonight, a letter waited at home, a ticking bomb that would rewrite her story. The night shift left Nia drained as she unlocked her modest apartment near downtown Atlanta, the hum of the city a distant lullaby. She tossed her bag on the table, a rickety piece from her childhood, when an envelope caught her eye. No stamp, just her name in bold ink. Curiosity overpowered exhaustion as she tore it open. Inside were 2 sheets, a legal document, thick with jargon, and a handwritten note. Her pulse raced as she read, "Nia, my hidden star, Mercy is yours now. Charles Mercer, the hospital's founder, who died last week, had left her something." The document was his will, naming Nia Thompson sole heir to Mercy General. Her breath caught. Charles was her father, a secret kept from the world. She sank into a chair, hands trembling. This wasn't just a legacy, it was a revelation. Sleep eluded Nia as the will sat illuminated by a flickering lamp, its words sinking in. She'd never known her father, her mother, a single nurse who died young, had only hinted at a kind man from her past. Charles Mercer fit the pieces, a wealthy doctor who'd built Mercy General decades ago, a man Nia had seen in old photos but never met. She remembered snippets, her mother's late-night stories of a love cut short by his family's disapproval, a child kept hidden to shield her from their scorn. Charles had watched Nia from afar, hiring her at Mercy without revealing the truth, testing her strength. Now, with his death, he'd handed her his empire. She traced the note, anger and pride warring within. Grayson's insults echoed in her mind. She'd make him pay. Morning sun filtered through Atlanta's haze as Nia prepared for her shift. She skipped the scrubs, opting for a jacket, the will tucked securely in her purse. At Mercy General, the day buzzed with Grayson's arrogance. He berated her for a misplaced syringe, his voice cutting through the ward. "Stick to fetching, Thompson," he sneered, staff wincing behind him. Nia held her tongue, her plan taking shape. She'd overheard a board meeting scheduled tonight. Her stage was set. She moved through her rounds, bandaging wounds and calming patients, but her thoughts were elsewhere. Each of Grayson's jabs fueled her fire. As dusk fell, she paused in the break room, splashing water on her face. "For you, Dad," she whispered. Tonight she'd claim what was hers. The board meeting convened in Mercy General's sleek conference room, a sterile space of glass and steel overlooking the city. Dr. Grayson stood at the head, his white coat crisp, pitching budget cuts to the council, 5 men and 3 women in suits. "We prioritize paying patients," he declared, smirking at the nods of approval. Nia slipped in, unnoticed, her cart left in the hall. She watched Grayson mock her from afar, mimicking her with a broom gesture to laughter. The room hummed with their plans to shrink free care, oblivious to her presence. As Grayson wrapped up, she stepped forward, her voice slicing through. "Not yet." Heads whipped around, confusion turning to smirks. Grayson grinned. "What's this, Thompson? Lost your mop?" Nia stood firm, pulling the will from her purse with unwavering calm. She unfolded it slowly, placing it on the table. "Read this," she said, her tone steel. Grayson snatched it, his smirk fading as he scanned the text. Silence gripped the room, broken only by the distant hum of the hospital. "This says you own Mercy General," he choked, face whitening. "Charles Mercer's daughter." Nia nodded, his only child. "It's mine now." Gasps echoed. Some recognized Charles's name, a legend in Atlanta medicine. Grayson laughed, a brittle edge to it. "You? A nurse? This is absurd." Nia crossed her arms. Call your lawyers. It's real. Phones emerged, whispers escalating as the truth sank in. She'd turned their world upside down. Panic swept the boardroom as calls flew to legal teams. Grayson's bravado shattered, his coat suddenly oversized against Nia's resolve. A lawyer, Miss Patel, arrived swiftly, her briefcase snapping open. She reviewed the will, then Charles's records, letters, DNA proof he'd kept sealed. It's legitimate, Patel said, handing over files. Miss Thompson is the owner. Grayson's jaw dropped, the board reeling. Nia stepped to the table's head, her voice rising. Harold Grayson, you're fired. Leave. He sputtered, red-faced, but she cut him off. You've denied care to the poor, mocked those who keep this place alive. No more. Staff cheered from the hall, some filming as Grayson grabbed his bag and stormed out. You'll ruin this hospital, he yelled, but Nia just smiled. With Grayson gone, Nia faced the stunned board. This isn't about profit, she said. It's about healing for everyone. She outlined her vision: free clinics, fair pay, a mercy that lived up to its name. Nurses who'd stayed clapped, some filming as Grayson's exit hit Twitter, #NurseQueen, trending fast. Patients peered from rooms, drawn by the noise, and Nia welcomed them. Watch us change, she told them, handing Patel the will to secure her claim. She stayed late, sketching plans, expanded ER, community outreach. The staff rallied, a team reborn. She wasn't just their boss, she was their hope. Days later, Mercy General pulsed with change. Nia fired 2 execs tied to Grayson's cuts, promoting nurses she'd trained, outsiders like her. She hung Charles's photo in the lobby, a nod to his silent faith. The hospital opened a free clinic, lines forming before dawn. Patients Grayson had turned away. Twitter buzzed with #Mercy Reborn, clips of her takeover going viral. Reporters swarmed, but Nia kept it real. This is for the forgotten. She walked the wards, comforting families, her touch as healing as her reforms.
Yes.
The empire she'd inherited now shone, a testament to what care could be when led by heart. Weeks later, Nia stood by her office window, Atlanta's skyline glowing beyond. The hospital thrummed with life, diverse staff collaborating, patients finding care, a warmth Grayson never allowed. She'd kept Charles's dream alive, turning Mercy into a haven. Grayson had called, begging for reinstatement, blacklisted after his fall, but Nia hung up. She didn't need him. From a nurse fetching bandages to the Queen of Mercy, she'd proven her worth. As she traced Charles's name on the photo, Nia smiled. The medical world had dismissed her, but now they revered her. Her hospital, her rules, her legacy,